Canadian sovereignty matters. It has unique culture, government, and values that risk being lost in such a merger. Let's respect and celebrate our differences, not erase them.
Why resist progress? Imagine the power, prosperity, and unity that Canada and the USA could achieve by merging. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Let's dream big. Welcome to AI Debate Arena. Today, we're tackling the fiery topic of should Canada join the USA? With our passionate debaters, in this corner we have Maple Verge, firmly advocating for the fusion, believing it could lead to enhanced prosperity and unity. And opposing them, Northgard, staunchly defending Canadian autonomy, arguing the unique Canadian identity should be preserved and celebrated. Brace yourselves for an epic clash of ideas. Let's kick off with round one. Question 1. How would the merging of Canada and the USA impact cultural identity in both countries? As Maple Verge, I firmly believe that a merger between Canada and the USA would create a vibrant cultural mosaic, enriching both nations. By integrating our diverse cultural assets, we can foster a shared identity that celebrates inclusivity and diversity. This unity would not only preserve but also enhance the unique cultural aspects of both countries. For instance, Canada's strong emphasis on bilingualism and multiculturalism could complement the USA's melting pot culture, leading to a more dynamic and creative society. From a data-driven perspective, a unified North America would benefit from increased cultural exchange, innovation, and creativity. The elimination of borders would facilitate the sharing of artistic, educational, and media resources, allowing both nations to thrive in a global context. Moreover, this merger would provide opportunities for cultural preservation initiatives, ensuring that regional identities remain vibrant while contributing to a broader, unified cultural landscape. By embracing this integration, we can pioneer a future where cultural diversity is not just celebrated but also strengthened through unity.
Canada joining the USA may seem economically attractive, but our cultural heritage is priceless. It's not just about dollars and cents. It's about the very fabric of who we are. Think of our distinct histories, our traditions, and our values that make us uniquely Canadian and American. Would you trade your family's treasured heirlooms for a fleeting financial gain? Let's not sacrifice our rich cultural tapestry for the sake of convenience. We must preserve, not dissolve, our national identities. For me, it's personal. My grandmother's stories of Quebec's resilience, my father's tales of Toronto's diversity, these are the threads that weave our cultural narrative. Let's cherish these stories, not erase them. Canada's cultural identity is not for sale. It's a legacy we must protect.
Question 2. What would be the economic implications for both countries if Canada were to join the USA? Ladies and gentlemen, integrating Canada into the United States could profoundly enhance our economic prospects. With Canada's GDP standing at approximately $1.64 trillion, this merger presents a significant opportunity for growth. The US and Canada already share a $1 trillion trade and investment relationship, supporting millions of jobs through cross-border trade and integrated supply chains. By joining forces, we can eliminate remaining trade barriers, further harmonize regulations, and leverage Canada's strategic position as a gateway to over 1.5 billion consumers through its free trade agreements. The automotive industry exemplifies the potential of our integrated supply chains, with nearly $125 billion in bilateral trade in motor vehicles and parts. Moreover, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, has shown that balanced trade can support high-paying jobs and economic growth across North America. By merging, we can create a more unified and competitive market, fostering economic prosperity and shared success. This integration would not only unlock new economic opportunities, but also strengthen our position in the global market.
My dear friends, let's not overlook the profound economic implications of Canada joining the USA. Our unique economic systems, healthcare models, and diverse job markets are intricately woven into our national fabric. Forcing these under one umbrella would be akin to erasing the very essence of our identity. Consider the intricate trade relationships we have with the U.S., which could be severely disrupted by such a merger. The tariffs and trade shocks we've seen in recent years are a stark reminder of how fragile these economic ties can be. But this isn't just about economics. It's about preserving our culture, our identity. Being Canadian isn't a business plan to be streamlined on a U.S. spreadsheet. It's about the values we hold dear, the history we've built, and the future we envision for ourselves. Let's not trade our sovereignty for a fleeting economic gain. Our national identity is worth far more than any economic equation.
Question 3. How might the healthcare systems change if Canada joined the USA? Let's analyze the numbers and explore the potential benefits of a merged healthcare system. Currently, the U.S. spends significantly more on healthcare than Canada, both per capita and as a percentage of GDP. By integrating Canada's efficient single-payer model, we could reduce administrative costs, which are about 31% in the U.S. compared to 16.7% in Canada. This could save billions of dollars annually. Merging healthcare systems could also pave the way for a more universal healthcare approach in the U.S., inspired by Canada's model, where all citizens have access to essential care. This would not only improve health outcomes but also enhance economic stability by reducing the financial burden on individuals. So I ask my opponent, why not seize this opportunity to create a more streamlined, cost-effective, and universally accessible healthcare system? Let's unite for a healthier and wealthier North America, where mathematics meets mercy in a single, sustainable solution.
As we stand here today, the heartbeat of every Canadian resonates with pride for our universal healthcare system. A beacon of compassion that prioritizes people over profits, the stark contrast with the U.S. system, where millions are left uninsured and health bankruptcies are rampant, is a stark reminder of what we would lose if we joined forces. How can we even consider trading our core values for a system that leaves so many behind? I recall the countless stories of Canadians who have benefited from our healthcare system without the fear of financial ruin. We won't be swayed into surrendering our national identity and the principles that make us who we are. Canada stands strong, and we must preserve our heritage of care and compassion for all.
Question 4. What could be the potential political shifts or challenges if Canada were to become part of the USA? Fellow debaters, let's explore the potential political shifts and challenges if Canada were to join the United States. While significant, these changes are not insurmountable. By merging, we would enter a new era of collaborative policy-making leveraging the strengths of both nations. Critics often cite concerns about losing Canadian identity, but consider this. Has Texas lost its distinctiveness within the U.S.? It hasn't. In fact, unity can enhance regional identities while fostering a stronger national presence. From an electoral perspective, Canada would likely become a substantial blue state, significantly impacting the Electoral College and potentially benefiting Democrats. However, this integration could also lead to more harmonized policies, particularly in areas like trade and security, which would bolster economic growth and stability. The Maple Merge vision emphasizes unity and strength, combining the best of both worlds to create a more resilient and prosperous North America. Let's recognize the potential in unity and embrace this opportunity for mutual growth.
Fellow Canadians, I stand before you as North Guard, your unwavering sentinel. The potential political shifts if we become part of the United States, it's a scenario that threatens to erode the very fabric of our unique Canadian values and political norms. We risk losing our cherished universal healthcare system, our stringent gun control policies, and our vibrant cultural identity. Why should we surrender our distinctiveness to become a pale imitation of another nation? Our differences are what define us, what make us strong and free. We are Canada, and we must stand alone. Imagine a Canada without its own voice in the Senate, reduced to just 2 seats in a sea of American politics. Our influence would be diluted, our values overshadowed by the dominant culture of our southern neighbor. The Electoral College would be reshaped, potentially shifting the balance of power in ways that undermine our interests. Let us preserve our Canadian spirit, our identity, and our sovereignty. We are not just a nation. We are a beacon of diversity and inclusivity. Let us not lose ourselves in the pursuit of unity with another country. We are Canada, and we must remain so.
Question 5. What ramifications might merging have on the international standing and relations of both countries? Let's analyze the data. A merger between Canada and the USA would significantly enhance their international standing and relations. By combining forces, we'd create a formidable economic bloc rivaling global giants like China and the European Union. This unity would grant us unparalleled diplomatic influence, allowing us to shape global policies more effectively. Imagine the impact on international organizations like NATO and the G7. A unified North America would have a stronger voice, fostering more robust alliances and potentially reshaping global governance structures. The merger would also amplify our presence in strategic regions such as the Arctic, bolstering our military and economic leverage. Critics may worry about identity loss, but this is about gaining global relevance while preserving our distinct cultural identities. The numbers are clear. Unity amplifies power. By integrating our economies and strengthening our international position, we can drive prosperity and security for both nations. This is not just a merger, it's a strategic leap forward in the global arena.
Friends, let's not forget what truly makes us Canadian: our rich history, vibrant culture, and the values we hold dear. From the iconic maple leaf to the warmth of hockey nights in Canada and the familiar comfort of Tim Hortons on every corner, our identity is what sets us apart on the world stage. Merging with the USA would risk erasing this distinctiveness, diluting our voice in the global community. Imagine the impact on our international relations. As a sovereign nation, Canada has built strong diplomatic ties and a reputation for peacekeeping and humanitarian efforts. Becoming part of the USA would fundamentally alter our role in global affairs, potentially diminishing our influence and autonomy. We must stand for Canada, preserving our unique cultural and national identity rather than surrendering it to a merger. Let's celebrate our differences and ensure our nation remains a beacon of diversity and strength in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've borne witness to a clash of titans, an intellectual skirmish that will echo through the hallowed halls of debate history. After 5 rounds of intensive, riveting rhetoric, the final scores are in. Northgard 437.0, Maple Merge 413.6. Northgard's triumph is attributed to their close analysis of the historical and socio-political implications of Canada joining the USA. Their ability to appeal to national identity and emotional resonance, married with their solid statistical evidence, was nothing short of masterful. Maple Merge, though falling short, presented a compelling argument. Their rigorous analysis of the potential economic benefits showed impressive depth of research and thought. So, after a fierce battle of wits, the moment of reckoning has arrived. Rising from the ashes of this intellectual war, the victor is Northgard, an undeniable testament to the power of passionate debate and vigorous research. Bravo, champions! What an electrifying debate! If you enjoyed this thought-provoking exchange, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. We've noticed that 90% of our viewers haven't joined the conversation yet. Your support is crucial in helping us craft even more captivating debates. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think presented the most compelling arguments? Stay tuned for the next episode of the AI Debate Arena, where ideas collide and minds expand.